Episode 1, Origins of a Blueprint. I want to begin this series with a simple truth. No national vision emerges in a vacuum. It comes from a life lived at the extremes. My own path was not designed in a classroom or a boardroom. It was shaped in the places where systems collapse and where new systems are built or old systems rebuilt. From the holding cells of Rikers Island to the stone corridors of Clinton Correctional Facility, from New York's underground economy to the lecture halls of St. John's and Columbia University, from Canal Street hustling to corporate conference rooms and call center floors, and finally to the hills of Samaná, where I attempted to build something of my own from Dominican soil. These experiences were never separate moments. They were data points. Lessons from the streets became lessons in psychology. Lessons from prison became lessons in structure. Lessons from the university became lessons in discipline and analysis. Lessons from the Dominican Republic became lessons in national potential. I didn't survive all that to write a memoir. I survived it so I could build a framework. This is why Architect of Empire exists. Not just as a novel, but as an intellectual experiment wrapped in fiction. A story designed to smuggle real political ideas into a narrative so people can digest a blueprint without feeling like they're reading a policy manual. Because the truth is this: fiction is sometimes the only way to say what reality is not yet ready to hear. The Dominican Republic, like many developing nations, is trapped in a cycle of imitation, reacting to global markets instead of shaping them, consuming ideas instead of generating them, dreaming of progress instead of engineering it. But what if we could design an agricultural industrial block across the Caribbean? What if we could train a generation of agronomists, engineers, and marine biologists? What if we could process our own raw materials, stabilize our own food systems, secure our own waters, and build a middle class large enough to change the trajectory of a nation? What if we could build a real Caribbean power, not through fantasy, but through disciplined design? That is the question at the heart of this entire project. And this is why this product will not be entertainment. It will be documentation, a public archive of a political and economic vision that merges strategy, history, engineering, and lived experience. In this first episode, I want you to understand one thing. My past is not a confession. It is a credential. The systems I described, I have lived. The hierarchies I critique, I have been inside. The ambitions I outline, I have tested against reality. If you stay with me through this series, you'll see how fiction becomes a map, how story becomes structure, and how a single idea scaled correctly can transform the Dominican Republic from a small Caribbean nation into a global agricultural industrial force. This is the beginning. This is where the blueprint starts. Welcome to the vision.